Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Yeah. I'm not going to chant the whole thing, just chant the first few lines. Jayo Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopi Nata Madana Maha. Shri Govinda Gopi Nata Madana Maha. Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana. Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana. Kalindi Mamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahava Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Some high tech here. Haribol, Haribol. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jana Jana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Gena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I'd like to extend my or express my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for bringing us to the wonderful experience of Giri Govardhan. Without his efforts, and none of us would be here. And I'd like to thank Niranjan Maharaj for putting me on the spot. Yeah. So there's many side stories to Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill. We know the essential one is Lord Indra, Heavenly King. He was very angry at Krishna for stopping the Indra Yagya. However, in the Garga Samhita, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and other acharyas, they've given some side stories on the history of Giri Govardhan. Not the last Satya Yuga, but the Satya Yuga before that. So millions of years ago, there was one Purastya Muni. He was a great yogi, mystic yogi. I believe his name is Purastya Muni. I might have it wrong. What's his name? Pulastya Muni. So you all know the story.
No, I forgot it already. I just remember his name. That's all.
He was at Varanasi in Kashi, and he was a yogi. So he was thinking, I'm a yogi. I should have a cave to meditate in. He wasn't a devotee, so he didn't go around chanting japa like we do, japa walks. So he, by mystic power, went up to the Himalayan mountains, and he approached the king of the Himalayas, Dronagiri, something like that, Dronagiri, king of the Himalayas, king of the mountains. And he said, listen, I need a cave, I need a cave to use for my meditation and my yoga. And so Dronagiri said, oh, we have various caves. Let me show you some of them. So he went in the showroom and he said, this is a 2-bedroom cave. This one is a, studio cave with a bathroom attached to it and so on. Purastya Muni wasn't very impressed, and he was looking around. Then what caught his eye was this beautiful baby hill. And he looked over and he said, what about that beautiful little hill? How many caves does it have? And Dronagiri said, oh, no. You can't touch that one. That's my son. You can't deal with that. You can't take him. He's my son. No. And Parashar Muni said, well, you promised me, you gave your word. You can't go back on your word. So you have to stick to your vow and promise. And I really want this Giri Govardhan. So the father agreed. Dronagiri agreed. And he went over to pick up the mountain. The Muni went over to pick up the mountain. And Giri Govardhan said, wait a minute. So it says that Giri Govardhan was a little bit of a stubborn devotee, much like some of Radharani's friends, like Lalita. She's quite strong, spirited Shaki of Radharani. So he said, you asked my father, but you didn't consult with me. about, taking me to Kashi. I don't want to go to Kashi. So Prashya said, well, your father agreed to it. And then Giri Govardhan said, well, I have some conditions. Once you lift me up and you're flying through the air with your mystic power, with me on your hand, you can't stop to pass water or service your body. Okay? And if you put me down, that's it. That's where I'll stay. So the Muni agreed, and he picked up Govardhan by mystic power, and he started flying towards Kashi from the Himalayas, quite a long way. So what happened was when they got over Vrindavan, all bets are off because Vrindavan is a spiritual area. So outside of Vrindavan, um, the Parashar Muni had to comply with all the agreements he made. But when Giri Govardhan saw Vrindavan, he said, "Oh, it's so beautiful here." And Parashar Muni, he stopped in Vrindavan because he had to. Giri Govardhan, by his powers, made Parashar Muni want to go to the bathroom and pass water because he wanted to stay in Vrindavan. So the Muni thought, oh boy, I got to pass water. But this is just a child. He'll forget the promise. So the Muni brought, Giri Govardhan down. He placed him down. He went to pass water. And then he came back and he said, okay, we're going to go to Kashi now. And Giri Govardhan said, don't you forget? Don't you forget your promise? Once you pass water, you can't take me anywhere. So here I am in Vrindavan. So in that way, Giri Govardhan got to stay in Vrindavan. But Parashar Muni was so angry at him. At this time, this is like 2 Satya Yugas ago, Giri Govardhan was 100,000 yojanas high. It was very high. So Parashar Muni said, because you refuse my order and I'm a great mystic yogi, I curse you that every day for the rest of eternity, you will reduce by 1 mustard seed. So when we see Govardhan now, this is many yugas later, we see that Govardhan is not quite as high. So that's one side story that was commented on by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And it's kind of a nice story. Giri Govardhan Maharaj Ki.
Any other stuff?
Your turn.
How about stories? Your own personal stories.
Personal stories.
First darshan of you.
The most mystical thing I had was I went on Parikram on the full moon night in Kartik with it was with the Padayatra devotees and Lokanath Swami. And there was thousands of people. It was the full moon.
Mm.
And there were bus loads of people, but we started like reading, the pastime of Govardhan Hill. And this is magical. Like the moon was there, devotees were all hearing the glories of Govardhan Hill, and it was such a mystic environment and experience we had. It was amazing. Of course, we did the parigram as well, and that was probably the first time I actually did Govardhan parigram. In the middle, it was midnight.
Wow.
And it was very mystical. Very
midnight parigram. Govardhan is mystical.
Yeah, it was very transcendental and beautiful.
Especially with the full moon.
Yeah. So that's one time. The other time is I went to Govardhan and I took a stone And then I told Dinabando, I said, I took a Govardhana Shila, you know. He said, you better take it back. You're not supposed to just grab it. And that night I got a fever. And, you know, I couldn't sleep all night. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I ran back to Govardhana Hill and put the Shila back. And since then, I haven't been able to get a Govardhana Shila. Yeah. Yeah. That's my story.
Okay.
Yeah. I never, Prabhupada took devotees to Vrindavan Parkram. Did he ever take them to Govardhan? I can't remember.
No. I definitely remember in 1976 when we went to Govardhan.
Oh.
And we went to Radhakund, but Prabhupada wasn't there.
Uh-huh.
But that was when the Prabhupada got very angry.
Oh. Yeah.
Very angry. Yeah, he wasn't there, but he got angry because devotees were very irreverent in Radhakund. Very irreverent. I was there. I didn't go in, actually. I just took 3 drops and put it on my head. The other devotees were using it like an Olympic pool.
I remember. Yeah. In 77, I went for Prabhupada's disappearance. And there was this 2 parties, like Chandravali and Radharani. And they were at each other because Prabhupada agreed to go on his ox cart. And he wanted to go to Govardhan as well. And then to Radhakund. So, of course, the other party was saying, no way, Prabhupada shouldn't go on an ox cart. So after Prabhupada disappeared, we took Murti or Prabhupada, a picture, I can't remember. We did the park and we went to Radhakund. And then Tamal Krishnamar said, you can carefully take water and put it on your head, but no horseplay. So we kind of, some devotees went in, but with very great awe and veneration. They went in and took their snan. I don't remember if I did this but what is the standard now?
What's it? No, snan.
You can take snan.
A reverential snan.
Yeah.
I remember the reason why I mentioned first darshan of Giriraj. My first pilgrimage was in 1976. That was when, the whole plane, Radha Damodar, we had the whole 747 flight from New York to Calcutta.
Yeah.
I mean, New York to Bombay to Calcutta. But I won't go into that. That's not really relevant. But then we went to Vrindavan after Mayapur festival. And it wasn't the parikrams weren't really very well organized.
Yeah.
In those days, it was tough. It was
austere.
It was austere for one. They were all staying at what's the place down the street? Fogel Ashram. Yeah, we're all staying at Fogel Ashram. But they were still organizing parikrams, but they were really the circumambulation of Govardhan was not possible because of the number of devotees and the facility was not there. So all the devotees got on a bus and we went out to Govardhan and we were a little bit behind schedule. And we stopped. It was someplace near Kusum Sarovar. And everyone got out of the bus. And I can't remember who was leading the Parikram, started telling a whole pastime about Giriraj. And we were all looking. We'd never taken darshan before. It's the first time. And it was just a little bit past Kusam Sarovar. And if you really want to see, you actually have to go in a little bit just to see a little, some of the stones coming up. But we were on the road. And I was expected to see this
Mountain.
mountain. And I remember hearing a whole Leela. And finally, whoever the guide was said, by the way, this Giriraj is, you can see him a little bit farther down, but we don't have time to go that far. We have to, and that was my first darshan.
First experience.
My first darshan of Giriraj. Yeah. I remember who the person is, but I'm not inclined to say his name. I don't want to embarrass him. But that was, and there were a lot of devotees there. A lot of devotees.
There was, yeah. They came back complaining about getting sick, at least on the West Coast.
Oh, don't get me started.
It's like
sick was
really
important.
suffering.
We were all sick.
Yeah.
We were all sick. All of us. I don't think there was anybody who wasn't sick.
Yeah, that was the picture they painted. I mean,
No.
I didn't go. But
I remember the devotee who was cooking. I don't want to say his name either, but
better not to.
and he was, he wasn't using
Proper
ingredients, no proper
hygiene.
Yeah, everybody, and there were no buildings. My building was, I was living on the concrete slab of a long building.
Of the long building.
It hadn't been built yet. It was just a concrete slab.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a mosquito net. All I had was a bucket.
A bucket?
A bucket, yeah. Because I had to all day long at the pump.
No, it was nightmares.
But yeah. But anyways, let's talk about Govardhana.
What's this book?
This is Ananda Vrindavan Champu. We read this on Janmashtami.
Wow.
Not the whole book. We read it for, I don't know, how many hours did we read it?
13 hours.
13 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, we read it for 13 hours on Janmashtami. And every once in a while I would stop and say a few words. And I thought I would read from Govardhana Leela, from Ananda Vrindavan Champu. It's written by Kavi Kanapur. And it's Rasik. But especially you get a sense of, we think of Giriraj, that, who is it, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, explains in the commentary in the 10th canto, 25th chapter. He describes that the whole pastime of Govardhana Leela took place by Krishna's Leela Shakti, because he wanted to experience the sweetness of the prema of his devotees.
Wow.
And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave the example that in order to experience the sweetness of their prema, so sometimes he puts his devotees in what may appear to be a difficult situation. And he used the example that just as for a person who is about to eat a very good meal, then hunger actually nicely serves the feast.
Yeah.
So he uses that same example for the Leela Shakti potency of how he arranged this whole pastime of two purposes. One was to correct Indra, as you correctly said, was to correct Indra, and the other purpose was to taste the sweetness of their love, of their prema. And he even says this hunger enhances a good feast. In the same way, the residents of Raj, their suffering externally appeared to be suffering. Sanatana Goswami also describes, and both Sanatana Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains very clearly that there's no suffering there. It's simply heightening their love, because it's a very unique pastime, this Govardhana Lila, and Giriraj, he serves Krishna in various ways. One of them is he serves Krishna by becoming his umbrella for the residents of Raj. He serves them by providing caves, as you described, by providing stones, smooth stones. From Vishwanath Chakravarti says, smooth stones that are used for mirrors and for sitting places when the cowherd boys sit down to take their lunches, and all the different varieties of fruits and flowers and vegetables. And it was the gopis themselves, Srimati Radharani, who's worshipped and served Giriraj, because she understood that, as all the gopis did, that if they want to get darshan and association with Krishna, they have to serve a devotee. Mm-hmm. And she considered Giriraj to be the best, Haridas Raya, best of all devotees, because he's serving Krishna in so many ways. To speak of it, his body is decorated with Krishna's footprints, providing fruits, flowers, vegetables, crystal clear waters, various juices from the pilu fruit, and stones and caves, not only for the cowherd boys who go to get out of the heat, apparent heat of the hot sun. Of course, we know.
It's all Leela, right?
It's Leela. It's Leela Shakti. And what to speak of providing caves where Krishna and Radharani meet.
Shelter. Little shelter.
So,
amazing.
In fact, was that pastime? The gopis, they wanted to serve Giriraj, and therefore they wanted to see Krishna, so they went and they were calling out Krishna's names. Well, Haridev, 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 in separation. And so therefore Krishna manifests as the deity of Haridev, so the gopis had a very good reason to go to Govardhana, because from there to go and to worship Haridev, they were thinking our elders are not going to stop us from going and serving Haridev, so we can go serve Haridev, and at the same time we can see Krishna, who's with his calves and cows on Giriraj, who's gone there too, because Giriraj not only provides flowers, fruits, and vegetables, but he also provides fresh green grasses for the cows.
The best green.
The best. Mother Jasoda would only take milk from the cows who were eating grass from Giriraj on Govardhana Hill. And that was her also. She was thinking how to get my son to stop stop his mischievous activities, I have to provide him milk and butter and everything, and that he'll be so attracted to that he'll stop going to all these homes of the elderly gopis and stealing their butter and yogurt. So she was thinking to get the best milk possible, so she only took the milk herself. She was the queen of Vrindavan, but she herself would get the milk from the cows who had grazed on Govardhana, and she would prepare for Krishna. So, therefore, Giriraj is rendering so many wonderful services. And one of the services is he became Krishna's umbrella to protect the residents of Vrindavan from the torment of apparent torment that Indra imposed upon them because of his anger, that they stopped the Indra Yagya, as you explained. They stopped the Indra Yagya, and Krishna convinced Nanda Maharaj to use all the ingredients that they had prepared for the Indra Yagya for worshipping Giriraj. And then Indra became angry. And that's at that point what I wanted to start reading.
I just
yes, please.
You brought
please,
to
please.
mind one little little tidbit.
As much as you want.
Why does Lord Jagannath get 56 preparations every day? Do you know this one?
Yeah, I do. But go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sure they don't. May they not know. They may not know.
Do you devotees know why?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Anyway, Krishna was lifting Govardhana hill for 7 days. And Mother Yasoda noticed sometimes his hand would tremble, but it was from his satisfaction and ecstasy of seeing all the love and devotion of his devotees under this mountain. Anyway, Mother Yasoda used to give Krishna 8 meals a day. She wanted him to be very healthy, so 8 meals in 24 hours she would give. But when Krishna was lifting Govardhana hill for 7 days, he couldn't get these, sequence of eight meals. So over the 7 days, times 8 is
56.
56. Therefore, they have this
Chatenberg.
What's it called?
Chatenberg.
Chatenberg ceremony, where 56 offerings are made to the Lord. And that's how it came about. Because once Krishna put the hill down, she fed him 56 special feasts to keep him nice and healthy. Yeah. So that you brought that to my mind.
It's actually described here.
Isn't it?
Well, in an indirect way, it's described how Mother Yasoda was frantic because Krishna was getting so thin.
Yeah, and trembling. She thought he was trembling from weakness. Yeah.
Yeah, she thought he was trembling from weakness, and she was experiencing intense anxiety.
Intense.
So I'm going to start reading a little bit, and if you want to say something, stop me, please.
Me?
Yeah. Just say it. And I may stop and say something too.
Nice.
So, after hearing their anxious pleas, Pleas, not please, пожалуйста, please. After hearing their anxious pleas and seeing the distress of his cows, Krishna, whose blossoming lotus eyes are beautiful to behold, considered, this must be the work of angry Indra. Actually, Yes, is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He explains that that the cows were suffering, and even the cowherd boys, the gopis, cowherd men, they were all expressed an intense desire, Krishna save us. And Krishna, of course, his very nature is that he cannot tolerate to see his devotees in any way, even suffering externally, although he knows they're not suffering. But there's many indications of that. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that they were all calling out, please, their anxious pleas to Krishna, save us. And he says it's because they remembered hearing from Gargamuni. The Gargamuni said that your son will protect you from all kinds of dangers. That was one thing they remembered hearing. And the other thing they remembered hearing is that your son, they were thinking that your son will be empowered by Lord Narayan so that he can protect you. So they were calling out, Krishna, please protect. And Sanatana Goswami says in his commentaries, he says, not only in this pastime, but in many pastimes, when the cowherd men, cowherd boys are calling out to Krishna, please protect, they do that because they know how ecstatic Krishna becomes to protect them.
Wow. Amazing.
They're thinking of his pleasure. They're not thinking, they
Right.
know how ecstatic Krishna becomes to protect his devotees. So he says specifically in Govardhana Lila, and he says in other pastimes too. Mm-hmm. It's in his Lagu Vaishnava Toshini commentaries. Mm-hmm. He makes that point. So when they're pleading, Krishna save us, they're just thinking of his pleasure.
Because he's going to become very ecstatic.
He's going to be ecstatic. He wants to taste the sweetness of their prema. And they want him to taste the sweetness.
It's quite different from in the material world. Where we're like, save me, help me for my...
So anyways, after hearing their anxious pleas, I am trying to put that in perspective, and seeing the distress of his cows, Krishna, whose blossoming lotus eyes are beautiful to behold, considered, this must be the work of angry Indra. In a compassionate voice, sweeter than honey, Krishna consoled his family and friends. Do not be afraid. Actually, this trouble is as significant as a hunger pain is to one who has just consumed a sumptuous feast.
Here it is.
Imagine somebody who's just consumed a sumptuous feast. What's the meaning of a hunger pain?
All right.
So he says, actually, this trouble is as significant as a hunger pain is to one who has just consumed a sumptuous feast. Mm. Somebody's desperately trying to get me. Can I turn these things off? No, actually, I just won't listen to them. Anyone practicing devotional service can easily remove all anarthas. which I'm not going to comment on that because that could be a whole class. And we won't.
Does it say devotion, sir, or pure devotion?
It's right here. Anyways, Kavi Kanapur.
Yeah.
Anyone practicing devotional service can easily remove anarthas.
Mm.
And the kinnaras and the demigods glorify this fact. For your benefit, because this is Krishna speaking. This is Krishna speaking. He's being quoted. Do not be afraid. Actually, this trouble is as significant as a hunger pain is the one who has just consumed a sumptuous feast. Anyone practicing devotional service can easily remove anarthas. The kinnaras and the demigods glorify this fact. For your benefit, I will now enact a special pastime to destroy Indra's mountain of pride. End of quote. As the relisher of nectarian rasas, Krishna has a beautiful body which is as sweet as the honey in a flower. Without even tightening his cloth, he showed complete indifference to the mighty wrath of foolish Indra. Right? Interesting. Because usually when Krishna's going to really get into something, first thing he does...
Tightens up his belt.
Yeah, he tightens up his cloth.
Make sure his flute's all secure.
Like when he was standing on the Kadamba tree and he was going to get in.
For Kalia.
It's very... Tighten up his cloth. Yeah. but this, and I think the other time, before Kulvalyapita, before he had to deal with Kulvalyapita also.
Oh, yeah.
He tightened his cloth. Does that. Does it. Usually if he knows there's a good fight coming. It's part of his...
I read somewhere that he lets word get around so it spreads that he's in some kind of so-called difficulty. You know about this? So
go ahead. I want to hear it. Give it to me.
So he allowed himself to be embraced by Kalia for quite a while, right? And he lets the news get out because he wants to see Radharani. So once the news gets to Varshana, Kirtida and Vishabhan are like, oh, we gotta, let's all go and help Krishna. Same with the Govardhana Leela. And then, of course, they have to bring Radharani because they're leaving, with their maidservants or whoever. And then Krishna gets to see Radharani and she gets to be there. That's one little tidbit I read.
Yeah. And it also describes in under Vrindavan Champa how she's off to the side with all the gopis. And Krishna, because he was continuously there for 7 days with everyone. It's unusual. That's one of the nature of the Govardhana.
They all got to be there.
They all got to be there
24 hours, 7 days.
24/7.
Yeah, 24/7, which is very unusual because the gopis only get to see him in the evening usually.
That's right.
And the cowherd boys get to see him during the day. Yeah.
And Kavi Kanapur describes here that Krishna's he's getting all of his inspiration because Balaram notices it, but he's looking off at a distance at Radharani with a her sidelong glance.
Balaram's going.
But that's here also. I don't think we'll have enough time to get to it. It's already 12:43. But anyways, without even tightening his cloth, he showed complete indifference to the mighty wrath of foolish Indra. Instantly, Krishna picked up Govardhan hill with one hand and held it aloft. And with no more effort than a child takes to hold a mushroom or an elephant uses to lift a clump of grass. Another Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Krishna, he says that Krishna was actually on the porch and he was hearing the cries. He's on the porch of his house, and one of his potencies is called the Samhariki Potency. And the Samhariki Potency stopped the rain from the porch of the house to where everyone was by Govardhana, so that Krishna's cloth and his turban didn't get wet.
Oh,
While he ran to the house.
right. Beautiful. Little side tidbits.
Little side tidbits that, as our acharyas, they give so many side tidbits.
So much.
Especially, when Krishna lifted the hill and, all the stones came off the hill and formed a sort of like a barrier, so none of the rain could get in.
Oh, wow.
None of the rain can get in. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also explains that when Krishna lifted the hill, many of the deer and some of the cows and other forest animals were still on the hill.
Oh.
They were still on the hill. So Krishna lifted the hill high enough so it was above the clouds.
Okay.
So all the deer and all the forest animals, they went above the clouds, and they weren't. The point was, and this is what, I'm not sure if it's Sanatana Goswami or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he makes the point very clearly that nobody suffered. The only one who suffered was Indra. Nobody else suffered. Everybody else was in total ecstasy. Nobody was inconvenienced. And even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that when Krishna lifted the hill, there's a quote from I can't remember. Maybe it's Garga Samhita. It's a quote. Krishna's saying that don't worry, there's plenty of room. It's because everybody was hesitating and thinking that, how can we go onto the hill? And Krishna was saying, don't worry, there's plenty of room under this hill. There's enough for the three worlds under this hill.
Wow. Yeah.
And then in another Vrindavan Champo, Kavi Kanapur explains that there were lakes, there was fields, gardens,
yeah.
palaces.
Everything is huge.
All under the hill. Nobody was inconvenienced.
Oh, it's just like a big party, paradise.
That's here. That's the only place I saw it that was in another Vrindavan Champo. I don't remember seeing that elsewhere. But
there's another literature, but I can't remember the name either. And this person that wrote it is an incarnation of Narada Muni. And what was his name? Anyway, he wrote some extensions of Govardhana Leela. And I wrote it down, but then I was going to mention it. But it's an authorized.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
You can't remember it. I thought you just can't remember the author.
Well, he was adding little tidbits like this. So, what did he say? Well, I think he had the story of Govardhana Hill and Hanuman, which is a long story, so I won't get into that. Do you know that one with Hanuman?
Go ahead, tell it.
No.
Tell it. They want to hear it.
Okay, I'll speed talk it.
No. Give all the details.
Okay, so how's it going? In Treta Yuga, Govardhana Hill was sitting through Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, another Satya Yuga, another Treta Yuga, and then Dwapara Yuga is when Krishna. So it was quite a few yugas. And while Govardhana Hill was standing during Treta Yuga, Lord Ram decided to build this bridge full of rocks to Sri Lanka. And he ordered all the monkeys and squirrels, and he ordered everyone, go and get me the largest rocks, mountains, whatever you can get, bring it. I'm building this huge bridge. And once it's built, I'm going to blow my conch, and you'll hear it all over the planet, right? So Hanuman decided, I'm going to get Govardhan because he'll get blessed. Govardhan wants Lord Ram to walk on him because he's Krishna. He's an avatar. So he immediately went to Govardhan and he said, Govardhan, I need to take you. And Govardhan was in ecstasy. Oh, I got the lotus feet of Lord Ram on my head, right? So just as he was picking him up, the conch shell blew. And Hanuman said, I'm really sorry, but the bridge is built. I can't take you. And Giri Govardhan was so upset. He's saying, come on, you know what it's like to have the Lord's lotus feet on my head. It's so wonderful. You have to give me some boons now. I want some boons. So Hanuman said, okay, I'll give you the boon that when Lord Ram comes back as Krishna and Balaram, every day they'll walk on you. Every day you'll get their lotus feet on you every single day, which is better than all those devotees with Lord Ram because they only got Lord Ram to walk on them once to Sri Lanka. So you get every day Ram and Krishna to walk on you. So Giri Govardhan said, oh, that's so nice. Thank you. But I want another boon. So Hanuman said, not only that, Lord Ram's lotus feet is touching the stones and so on, you know, to go to Sri Lanka on the bridge. But you will be lifted by the hand of Krishna above his head. You'll get special mercy. And those are the boons he got. And then Giri Govardhan was so happy. Another side story. Do you know that one?
I heard it.
You
I heard it,
yeah.
but I didn't remember the details.
Well, those are some of the details. I'm not the best storyteller, but those are the main details of that one. Okay, sorry.
We'll read a little more.
Back to Krishna, the Kaviraj.
Kavi
Karnapurna was, I think he was the son of Shivananda Sena, and
yes.
Then Lord Chaitanya put his big toe in his mouth, and then he became, okay.
Yeah. Many loud sounds echoed in all directions when the mountain rose into the air. The echoes sounded like a bunch of rowdy children yelling within its many caves. The lifting of Govardhan Hill produced an angry, loud noise that crushed the pride of the elephants guarding the 8 directions. That furious sound roamed around and around within the covering of the universe. The sound had enough intelligence to win a wager on whether it could break the long meditation of Brahma on Brahmaloka. That sound dared to interrupt the uproarious Madhvika wine drinking festival of the old ladies on Patalaloka.
Cool stuff. Wine drinkers, old ladies drinking wine.
On Patalaloka.
Sounds like America.
The flaw. I'm not going to comment on that one. The flowers falling from the trees appeared to be the form of Giriraj's ecstatic laughter, due to being touched by Krishna's lotus hand. Those falling flowers seemed to be Giriraj's celebrating the destruction of Indra's fame. Yeah. That was one of his main reasons for this whole Leela Shakti potency to manifest. He wanted to teach Indra a lesson. Growing higher and higher, the sharp peaks of Giriraj cut the ominous cloud cover to pieces. That's the evidence we gave before, above the clouds.
Wow.
Cut the cloud cloud cover to pieces. The row of trees along the peaks of Giriraj challenged the trees in Indra's celestial forest. The lions, living on top of Govardhana Hill, mistook the hovering clouds for elephants. Using their powerful, sharp claws, they ripped apart that cluster of elephant clouds. In fear, the clouds ran hither and thither. Seeing Krishna holding Giriraj aloft with his left hand, Mount Kailas shivered in fright while thinking, "Hey, look, who is this covering the sky? How could this happen?" Mount Sumeru panicked. Overwhelmed by fear, the elephants of the directions jumped in the Manisa Ganga. Giriraj served Gokul as a jewel-bedecked umbrella that could not be moved by the fierce winds or pierced by the razor-sharp lightning bolts of Indra. Balanced on the beautiful emerald pole of Krishna's raised arm, Giriraj cast a pleasing radiance upon everyone. The glimmering rain shower coming down on all sides seemed like streams of dripping pearls. While holding Giriraj in one hand, Krishna, whose wonderful behavior illuminates the world, spoke convincingly to the cowherd community. "Mago, O mother, do not be in anxiety. Father, do not worry. O friends, do not doubt my ability. Giriraj will not fall from my hand. You directly saw how he personally accepted our worship. Is it then difficult for him to remain suspended in the sky? Although Giriraj appears to be a huge, immovable mountain, he is transcendentally situated beyond the doubts and comprehension of this material world. Look how light he is. Even a child like me can easily pick him up. Oh, just see. Giriraj is completely independent and moving according to his own sweet will. In this matter, I am but an instrument." He's just trying to convince everybody that this Giriraj is doing all this.
He's a mystic. Don't worry.
Mystic potencies. "Therefore, you should collect all your property and come under the mountain. There's no difference between the village of Vrindavan and this valley below Giriraj. Be happy and stay here peacefully. At the end of the kalpa, everyone in creation gives up their gross bodies and lives within the abdomen of Narayan in their subtle bodies. Staying there, however, you could not enjoy as much fun as you can by living here within the belly of Giriraj."
Amazing. Amazing poetry. Wow.
Yeah, so
Pure poetry.
descriptive.
Yeah, it's like
There's no way you'll have as much fun in the body of Narayan
yeah.
as you will in the body of Giriraj.
Wow. So beautifully described.
When I lifted the hill, huge chunks of earth fell off the bottom. I'm going to stop in a few minutes, if you don't mind, because we still have what? Arti?
Yeah, Arti.
Circumambulation? And then feast. Yeah, and we're gonna have Damodarastikam this evening also, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I won't go much longer.
Nectar.
When I lifted the hill, huge chunks of earth fell off the bottom and formed a natural boundary wall around the perimeter of Giriraj. This wall will keep out the torrential rains. Forget about your pleasure gardens and your attachments to your former residences. Let this place become the source of joyful pastimes for the cows, gopas, and gopis. The string of Govardhan Dhari's reassuring words resembled an elegant necklace made from the nectar of his voice. Immediately, the elderly gopas felt completely pacified by Krishna's sweet words. Taking their wealth, sons, wives, cows, and priests, who felt immeasurable happiness and beamed with matchless beauty, they entered the splendid valley beneath Giri Govardhan. Taking shelter there, they all filled with surprise and smiled with delight.
It's just complete bliss and ecstasy. It's
just like the hunger. Hunger enhances pleasure of a feast, nourishes the pleasure of the feast.
Precursory happiness.
Which is, of course, is a kind of a standard for all Krishna's pastimes in Braj. The pain the devotees experience, which heightens their ecstasy and attachment for Krishna. And it's a precursor to.
Yeah. I really have to wrap my mind around that. Like, seeming pain is actually a pleasure.
Highest
pleasure. Wow. It's quite deep.
Yeah. Sanatana Goswami explains it in Brihad Bhagavatamrita from the words of Gopakumar that you can't understand it by words.
No, it's...
You can only understand by seeing.
I guess in the more advanced stages, one experiences, because Rupa Goswami is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita that love of God is like poison and nectar at the same time. And it's like trying to wrap my head around that. A little too beyond me, but
yeah,
but somehow it's poison and nectar at the same time. Maybe
poison.
You can throw some light on that.
Raghunath Das Goswami in his prayers, it says separation from Srimati Radharani is like a soul that's burnt completely, and like a venomous snake poison going through the body. That's that feeling of separation.
But that's the highest taste, apparently. Supposedly, it's supposed to be.
Venomous snake poison going through the body, and the body, And as we were reading just recently also from Ujjvala Nilamani that the gopis considered to be, their state of Mahabhava, of their ecstasy, they consider that disobeying their elders and Vedic principles for them is worse than being completely burnt up and dying by death. It's worse.
So when they were doing it, there was the pain, but the ecstasy of meeting Krishna in the dead of night. Okay.
Yeah, that's the nature of their...
So it's a combination of mellows or something.
Yeah. So, increases the ecstasy. How to understand how ecstasy is ever increasing at every moment, heightening, how love is increasing at every moment, heightening at every moment. How can it be understood without pain of separation, or even the anticipation of separation? Because there's different types. The gopis, even when they're with Krishna, they're feeling separation because they're anticipating when's he going to leave?
He's going to leave. And he
And
did. Yeah. And I can see how that would increase. It's almost like boiling the sweet rice. That would increase the
intensifies.
potency, it condenses that love. Yeah.
Yeah, it increases it.
Yeah.
And of course, Krishna's ecstasy increases by seeing their heightened ecstasy.
Right. It's competent.
And then when they see Krishna's heightened ecstasy,
then
because Krishna's seeing their heightened ecstasy, Prabhupada explains this in one lecture so beautifully.
Yeah.
So it makes that point. He says that when the devotees, he said the gopis, when they see Krishna's intensified love of Krishna he has towards them, then their love increases.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Krishna sees their intensification of their love, his love increases. And this is how Prabhupada presents it. And when they see his intensifying, increasing, then their love increases. And Prabhupada says it just goes on.
Just constantly expanding.
Constantly expanding.
No time,
There's no time.
No space, no time.
There's no time, there's no space.
Measure.
There's no, day and night only exists simply to enhance the Leela.
Right, yeah.
Because what happens, in a day is Mother Jasoda is my son's going out to the pasturing ground.
Yeah.
She's feeling, pravas when Krishna leaves, for a short period of time. Because there's two types of pravas. When he leaves for a short period of time, when he goes out to the pasturing grounds, and there's Kinchit Sindura pravas, when Krishna goes to Mathura.
Oh.
And then, so
yeah,
this is all intensifying. But of course, Krishna doesn't go in Goloka. Krishna doesn't go; he always stays. But
so it's more interesting than when he comes here with his entourage.
Yeah, because that's real. Real separation has to be experienced first, and that's the essence of Brihad Bhagavatamrita. That before Gopakumar could go to Goloka, he had to experience in Bhoma Vrindavan first.
Mm-hmm.
He had to get the experience of Bhoma in Gokul. Right? Gets everything, all its qualification by the intensity of his separation in Bhoma Vrindavan, then that's the training ground. Because their experience is that Krishna's going.
Yeah. It's like ripping off out your heart or something. Yeah, I mean, I was reading Lalita Madhava a few weeks ago, and they were all suicidal. Radharani entered the Yamuna, right? And they couldn't handle separation. It's just like so much pain, but yeah.
Anyways, so I'm going to stop here. Although I want to take note where I stopped. Where did I stop?
If poetry be the food of life, read on, read on.
I'm trying to remember where I can't even read on without knowing where I stopped.
I think Shakespeare said that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I stopped here when Krishna was calling them to come under. Taking shelter, they all filled with surprise, smiled with delight. And then they saw the valley beneath Govardhana, which dazzled, I'll read one more paragraph, which dazzled attractively in the light, could easily accommodate all their innumerable cows, animals, and family members. The valley brimmed with gratifying sense objects to see, touch, taste, and so on. That divine place was the very ornament of the earth, His purity and opulence exceeded the wealth of the subterranean heavenly planets like Sutala. Fields of rich green barley spread in all directions, and many lakes full of crystal clear water stood here and there. Not only ponds, lakes.
How big was this mountain?
It's different measurements in different places. But Krishna did say that Gagas and Hita is enough here for the three worlds.
Yeah, 3 worlds. Different dimension. Beyond my Achintya Guna.
Okay, we'll stop here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just bring my tent over there and you can just read to me until I leave my body?
And anyways, come on Monday. We'll have Prabhupada's Disappearance Day program.
I'll have to ask my...
Someone heard the schedule. Permission giver.
You're the permission giver.
Oh, their schedules.
They're the schedule, not the permission.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what time is your...
I don't know either.
What you want to have little kitten before. Talk starts at 4:30. So we could start at 4, have little kitten before, or just start at 4:30. Because we will go on till,
After Damodarastika.
after the last.
Oh, and then Kirtan for Prabhupada during the...
Yes, so
Yeah.
that would mean we will anyway finish around 8.
So we'll start at 4.
We should start at 4.
What did you say?
If we start the talk will start at 4:30.
4:30.
But we could
Does it
start.
fit in the schedule? Schedule holder?
Because this is one thing it was not clear. If we start at 4 with Kirtan, or we just immediately start with the talk. So it will make the program a little longer, 4 hours or 3.5 hours.
No pressure.
No.
I really, I know what it's like. I know what it's like. Huh?
He's free in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, there.
He's after.
This is a wonderful environment surrounded by wish-fulfilling trees, probably.
It's outside, too, which is a benefit for us.
It's nice weather. Great weather. Spiritual world. Thank you for allowing me to come. It's beautiful.
Good work.
Sweet.
Well, how long would you like to speak on Prabhupada's Disappearance Day?
10 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean,
Come on.
I was in a van for most of
So was I.
Prabhupada, just traveling around.
So was I. I was feeling the intense separation. I'd never forget that quote. Prabhupada said to devotees who travel in my vans, distribute my books, get my extra special mercy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, obviously you did.
I remember I was the three of us were traveling when that quote came out. And we were traveling and just all day long, all day. And we all decided, we made a decision that if Prabhupada's already giving so much mercy, and if he's ready to give extra special mercy, whatever it is, we want it, right?
Bring it on. Bring it.
So then that's what we started staying out late at night too.
Oh, yeah. In the summer when they have these, they have these farm fairs, these little fairs everywhere in the summer.
We do those too.
And they wouldn't go on till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, we do those too.
Yeah, the
What do you call them? The county fairs?
county fairs, and they'd have rides. Did yours have rides? Myself and Vijay
I
Tommy.
think we didn't go to the ride parks. We went to other places where the people were.
Well, they had the county fairs, and then they would kind of like spice it up for young people to come with rides. But then the rides would go on till 3 in the morning, and that was where all the young couples, like teenagers and son, they would buy. They were the best.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know what you mean. Yeah, we would sacrifice everything and then just sleep, have a really short morning program, and go back out again, catch another fare.
I used to cook breakfast and lunch and give class at the same time.
Did you ever make Vivishman pizzas?
No, we only had one type of subject. I don't want to get started. I don't want to get started. Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
We gotta.
We'll do that another time.
We gotta worship.
Vivishman pizzas.
I think we understand for you. Round to come.
No, that's right. That was the initial question: is how long do you want to speak about Prabhupada? But Prabhupada's disappeared. 5-10 minutes is not going to be accepted. Sorry.
Well, whatever. You.
One story triggers another story, triggers another story. So
I mean, yeah.
given a lot of time, and
Yeah, because we're just trying to figure out. So maybe we should start at 4.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start at 4 instead of 4:30.
I only saw probably 5-6 times maximum.
I saw him in Philadelphia, New York twice,
Mm-hmm.
Mayapur, Vrindavan, no, New York 3 times I saw him. 3 times I saw him.
Wow.
New York. Yeah. I greeted him at LaGuardia Airport when he came in from somewhere. It's the first time I saw him, 75.
Yeah, I guess.
So you beat me. You saw him more than I did.
Maybe not 5. LA 3 times, Portland once, Vrindavan 5 times. Yeah. I came for the last few days. Yeah. And there's a story there which I won't tell now.
So tell it on Monday.
I think some devotees have heard it.
Tell it on Monday. Okay. Hare Krishna. Well, I don't know what's the.
So we just have kirtan, have puja. Puja will kirtan, then we do circumambulation, and maybe half an hour every single day we have these times.
Okay.
Or as long as you want to. That's kirtan.
No, I'm following whatever's. No, I'm not following whatever's schedule. If I'd followed your schedule, I would have stopped an hour ago.
So basically, the circumambulation, it can take us 10 minutes and it can go longer.
Okay, but you got to clear things away, right?
Yes, that's you hear what we need to clear the space for the circumambulation. Oh, okay.
Можно? Спасибо.
So yeah, we can start. Then you lead the kirtan.
Why don't you lead the kirtan? Or do you want to lead kirtan?
Yes.
Do I lead?
I did.
Oh, you want to lead another one?
Yes. Please. Some disciples of yours.
He's a good kirtan leader.
Yeah.
His name.
He can lead.
I like it.
He can lead.
I just do mridanga.
Oh, are we circumambulating?
You can do harmonium, whatever you want to do.
But I don't have somebody to play mridanga.
I can play Madanga. I play
Yes.
Madanga.
Okay.
Yeah, I play Madanga.
No, very much. It'll be complicated because
So you're playing
I'll
Madonna.
just play mridanga.
Okay.
Awesome.
I need to stand up. I'm just standing up because I need to stand up.
Oh, right. Well, we're circumambulating too, aren't we?
Вы далеко не ходите, потому что все уже. Наконец.
На столе они лежали.
Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Выше подними плечо. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Giri Govardhan, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mahan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mahan Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan 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 Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mahan Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mahan Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Kalindi Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Govardhan Jaya Giri 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 Govardhan Jaya Vrindavan Dham Jaya Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Jaya Vrindavan Dham Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Viraj Maharaj ki Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gora Premanande
Sangha Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Sadasata Shishi Mother Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki ISKCON founder Acharyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gova Govardhana Chamakunda Radha Kundgiri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Navadi Mayapur Dham ki Ganga Mayi ki Yamuna Mayi ki Tulsi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Sankirtan Yagya ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Go Premananda Glories to the assembled devotees. Glory to the Sambuddha devotees. Glory to the Sambuddha devotees. Glory to Shri Guru. Nama Om Vishnu Vidai. Krishna Vistaya Bhutale. Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharani Nirvishesha Shanyavari Paschade Satarane Agiraj Maharaj Ki.
So, as far as I understand, we will have feast upstairs. On the roof? On the roof, under the sun. Yes, on the sun. So, I guess we can all move there then. Nobody wants to have feast.
Guess everybody's
Those who
fasting
don't speak
today.
English, Pierre
Buddha.
They don't want to eat.
Вверх. Будет вверх. Наверху. 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 I can speak some Russian. I can speak some Russian. I understand more than I can speak.
Yeah.